Welcome to the Fallout Post-Apocalyptic Edition, where we give you the fallout of all of your favorite reality TV shows. Today, talking episodes 24, 25, and 26 of Big Brother Canada Season 9, our penultimate episode for the season. I'm Logan Murphy.
I am Jordyn Lagace, also known as BBCAN9 source.
I was going to say, do I have to mention that you're BBCAN source? And Jordyn.
It's happened.
Beth is gone. I'm sorry. We are a minute in. I don't even care. Beth is gone.
Welcome to the Beth's Eviction / over party.
Yes, welcome to Beth Eviction after party, as I would like to call it. Needless to say, we're very
excited. How did we get there, Logan?
I'm glad you asked, Jordyn. We're going to talk all things this week of BBCAN. We figured, you know what? We're not going to do a Wednesday episode. There's really not that much to talk about. There's 5 of them, and there's a lot of dumb tasks and shit that I don't really want to talk that much about. So we're going to go through...
Raccoons.
5 minutes.
Yes.
Chaotic.
Yes. But before we get started, if you're watching with us live or after the fact on YouTube, make sure you're subscribing. Words are hard today, apparently. I'm just so excited that Beth is gone.
Beth is gone.
But before we get started, if you're watching with us live or after the fact on YouTube, make sure you're subscribing to Jordyn's channel, liking, subscribing, turning on the notifications, doing all those things, leaving us a comment below. And if you're listening to us afterwards, wherever fine podcasts can be listened to, make sure you are following, liking, subscribing, commenting, doing all those things as well. And let's get into how we got to Beth being evicted. Thank the Lord above.
Jesus.
So we start this episode with the fallout of the fake double eviction.
The fake double eviction.
The fake double eviction. Doesn't that feel like years ago? Like it was literally last week. It feels like ages ago. And I will say as well, I was very excited about this Monday episode because feeds were blocked all weekend. So we literally had no clue who came back, who was HOH, who were noms, who was the veto, like what happened. And we knew once like feeds came back, we were going to know everything. So I was super excited about this Monday episode. I did think, Jordyn, that we were going to get some sort of dramatic intro being like, who's coming back? Who's head of household? And the one time that I want a dramatic intro, Big Brother doesn't give it to us.
You're not getting it.
I guess not.
Today.
I guess they have to save all of the dramatic intro budget money for the final 3. I get it. It's fine. Like, it's all good.
I mean, I am super excited about that final 3. They're always badass challenges in BBCAN, so...
I need some, like, BBCAN 6, full-on, like, moat. I need smoke. I need them pulling through, like, all the things. Like, I need all of it. it.
We need jungle animals.
Yes, like, we need all of it.
Snakes. Because there were live snakes during, like, that one challenge at the end.
Which one? In BBCAN?
Like a few years ago.
What?
The one with
I
the
don't remember that.
No, it was like a jungle thing. Yeah, it was a jungle thing.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, there was like snakes. I don't remember what season it was. I just remember snakes.
Well, the moat was 6.
The snakes were the moat.
Okay, then it was 6. But I just don't remember. No, the 6 was the moat because they had the challenge.
No, it wasn't. They weren't in the moat. I don't think the moat was.
Oh no, it was the. It was 5 because it was the sit in the glass box challenge. Well, not glass, but like plexiglass.
No, they had that, but they also had so that one there was rats and mice. Bunnies
and Ica was freaking out.
And crickets. But there was a challenge, a final 3 challenge, and it was the first part of one. I don't remember what season it was, but they had snakes.
Was it 7? I don't think I watched.
Could have been 7.
Finale. I still haven't watched that season in its entirety. I'm going to be honest.
It could have been 7. I'm also leaning to. Was it Sarah's season?
Was it 3? I would have remembered snakes in the final 3.
You couldn't really see them, but they were there because, like, one of the house guests was like, "I'm afraid of snakes," and there's fucking snakes.
Was it Sarah then that said that specifically? Because that feels like a Sarah thing to say.
Maybe.
Anyway.
We're way off track. We are...
You know what? It's fine.
So...
Things happened. Beth was celebrating that she was Final Four, and now she's not.
That was the gag of the decade.
Did you see the TikTok that it was that one trend where it was like showing a video and then it's like everything has changed, or like narrators like that's not actually how it happened. And it was like Beth celebrating Final Four.
I've seen it.
It was like Beth celebrating Final Four, and then it was like she would not be celebrating much longer. She ended up being 5th.
Chaotic.
But what we do see at this point, Jordyn, is a little bit of a flashback to during the fake double, which I always appreciate BBCAN for doing. So we actually got to see, because the way that they edited everything was like, oh, all of the decisions were immediate. There was no time to strategize. But we get this cute moment after the veto comp, before the veto ceremony. We got Ty and Bray having a super serious conversation in the OLG room, or the games room, as Arissa called it tonight. I was like, it's the OLG.
We are in the games room.
We are in the OLG room. So,
I mean, we're going to talk about Arissa's outfit.
Iconic. But yeah, so Ty and Bray are talking, and Ty's like, what do you want to do? Serious talk. What do you want to do? And Breydon's like, I think I can beat Tara and HOH. I don't think I can beat Beth. And he's like, well, I want Tara gone. So, and then Kiefer comes in and he's like, oh, what do you want? And Ty's like, I want Tara gone. Bray, keep the noms the same. And I'm just like, I don't need this, like, I'm cool with Ty's, like, villain period, but I don't need this aggressive energy. Like, that's not what I need right now.
He has been aggressive AF. Well, he was even...
actually, no. I'm gonna rephrase that. He wasn't being aggressive. He was just like, yes. He was saying,
he was acting a villain. He wanted
Tarragon, so he was pushing that. Not aggressive.
And you know what? It was his HOH. So, like, who's to argue your HOH?
And Kiefer even says it in a DR. We get a DR from Kiefer after the fact. He's like, Ty wanted Tarragon. I'm going to do what Ty wants. And I'm like, on one hand, I'm like, okay, that's fine, like showing loyalty. But also, like, since when are we doing what the HOH wants? Like, since when is that a
for this season?
Yeah, literally. We also get Tara in this moment right before she's evicted telling Beth that the Jed plan was all Kiefer's idea, which it was Kiefer's idea.
100%.
And I was interested by that.
Is Tara's actually playing the game?
I think Tara's been playing the game from the start. I think it just took a little bit for her to, ramp it up a little bit. Well, she put herself in a duo. She did some things. I'm not saying I want her to win necessarily, but like the trajectory is there. Like,
actually, like if we want, we'll go while we're going. Like at the end of this, let's sit back and let's look at what could happen going into Final Four, Final Two, Final Three. Because I think with the way the cast is right now, I think we have a pretty good idea about what to expect. And I could be bold enough to say every single person going that could be at Final Two has a case to win this.
I think this is the closest Final Four we've had in a while.
Yeah, they all have a case. I'll tell you why some cases are better than others, but they all have a case.
Absolutely. So then we get Tara's evicted, and then Tara sees, shout out to the production member standing in 2 face masks and a full-on, like, thing,
PPP,
like, holding the sign.
Protection. You're still in the game, HOH lady.
Yeah.
I'm
shout
a
out
fan.
to you.
I want to see you more.
Can we get her socials? I would like to follow her.
I am just a fan of the... I wonder if it was Aaron. I couldn't really tell with all the, like, maskage. I want a backstage tour of the house.
I do too.
That's all I want. I'm very sad that we didn't get more of the camera run.
I know. I was like, I want more camera runs.
But I wanted more camera runs.
This is one of the
super
first...
fan in me. That's the super fan in me.
This is one of the first times we're seeing camera runs too, right? Like, I remember we saw a little bit during BBCAN9 with the fake evictions with Levita and Kelsey, but we haven't really seen anything since.
And then that, like, hotel. Oh, and then we also seen a little bit during BBCAN2 when they went into the war room.
Oh, I forgot about the war room. Oh, Jordyn, I forgot about
Scott
the war
Contessa
room.
Boyser, Scott, I miss you. I love you. I'll show you my boobies anytime you want. Come join us. Spill some tea.
Absolutely.
Let's have Contessa join us. Contessa would be more.
Absolutely. So we get Tara's going through the camera runs, and then she goes into the HOH, and she's breaking down crying to Jed, and then they get this ominous message on the screen that was like, your house guests thought you were evicted. Well, they were dead wrong. And someone edited it and clipped it.
Okay.
And it was like, and they were dead. And I fucking cried.
Okay, so let's have a funny moment. I had a fail when I watched the episode.
Oh.
Okay, so I had closed captions, like the audio aid on for some reason. So I was getting this dramatic voice. It took me a few minutes to figure out that I, like, pushed a button wrong or something, and I was getting this ominous voice, and it's like, Tara walks up the stairs. And I'm like, why is this being narrated like this?
Not that. Also,
and then it was reading off the, and then it was reading off it was reading off, like, the teleprompter, so you were not actually evicted. And I'm like, oh fuck, what did I do?
Not that, no. Also, shout out to Esme in the chat. We love you, Esme.
Goodie vibes. Bye,
Good
Beth.
vibes.
We are. Okay, let's get back. Let's roll through this.
Okay, so
speaking of rolling, there's a ball challenge.
Yes, so we get Arissa tells them it's a fake double. Start of the heads will roll comp. So they see part of it, and what they see, heads will roll. It has a comp. It has a name, and comp has a name.
Actually, the last few rounds we've had some challenge names.
I'm just confused as to why vetoes mostly haven't had names. That's just all I want to know, production. That's all I want to know. Like, I know they're sponsored, but like they can still have cute punny names. Like, what?
Right.
Yeah, so we get this heads will roll comp where they have to roll the ball up the thing, and there's like a ledge. I predicted it. The last time we went live, I was like, there's probably going to be a ledge. There's going to be like a thing on the end.
Yeah, you had a pretty good, clear idea when they went off the air what it was.
And it's a very used competition.
It was also very, like, there was some moments where, like, it was a nail biter because, like,
it was a back and forth.
It could have gone either way.
It absolutely could have. And when the house guest feed cut off, they're all like, oh, it's Jed. Jed's coming back. Jed's winning. There's no chance Tara can win this. Jed's got it.
Beth
Jed is winning.
Goes into panic mode, and she's like, no, Tara, please, not Tara. No, Tara, no, Tara. And who is it?
Tara! It was, like we said, it was a back and forth. And then Tara squeaks it out. We get this like intense editing, and literally that is the most on the edge of my seat that I've been this entire season. Honestly, I think since the LaToya eviction.
Yeah, I had a moment where I was like, holy shit. It could go either way. And like, am I wrong to say that like they both had one ball left when it happened?
They both did, yeah. So they were like rolling.
Yeah.
It was like they both had two, and we were like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? And then Tara got it like, or Jed like missed one, it didn't go high enough, but Tara got hers. It was a nail biter. I was shooketh. Let us know if you're
what did y'all think of Heads Will Roll?
Did you like that Tara was back? Did you want Jed to come back? Which one?
So I wanted Jed to come back, but like I also was excited because I knew Tara would cause some chaos.
I wanted Tara back for the chaos alone.
But I was
That's all I wanted Tara back for.
I was curious how Jed would have handled, because like before they went head to head, she spilled everything to him.
Yeah.
So he would have came back in the game with loaded information.
And I don't know what he would have done.
Like, would he have turned on them? Like,
I think he just would have gone back to Beth, if I'm honest. I think he just would have gone back to Beth. And
I can't with Beth.
I'm kind of glad that it didn't happen. So, in the interim, before the HOH comp, we get the beginning of Beth kind of spiraling. She's like, oh, I can't be fake. I can't be fake. Like, she's literally gagging. The physical act of gagging in the DR. And it's at this point where I'm just like, you do realize you're still playing Big Brother, right?
Okay.
Like, I didn't understand it. And she's like calling out everyone and their mother and their second cousin for being fake.
Well, this whole week with Beth felt like 84 years. Like, all of it. It was just too much. I couldn't.
It's been 84 years, Jordyn.
It really has. It feels like 84 years.
It's a
and then we go into
an HOH.
An HOH.
Yeah.
Also, I was kind of on the seat of my pants with the HOH too.
You know what? I was as well. I definitely thought it was interesting. So it also has a name. There are names to comps. Thank you, Big Brother. So this one is called All In to Win.
I want to just say that this challenge was a throwback to the casino theme of BB4, BBCAN9. Because there was betting in BBCAN9 with like the chips and the.
This felt very BBCAN2 Final Four Veto with the board game. Like, that's the vibe it was giving me. I was like, I'm on board for this casino betting trivia challenge. So yeah,
and Breydon's blazer.
I wanted that blazer. I was like, hello, yes.
It was kind of cute that they kind of had Breydon matching Tara. And then they kind of had like Ty and Beth matching. And
then Kiefer was just wearing another thing.
Kiefer was just there.
Yeah. Ty spins the wheel because obviously Ty won the double eviction, fake double HOH, so he can't compete, which kind of fucking sucks for him. And he brings up, jumping back to before the HOH for a hot second, he brings up the fact that he's like, oh, my HOH was a waste. Like, that's not even a move. And Breydon was like, well, my veto doesn't even count. And I'm just like, it still counts. You won competitions. Like, yeah, your target didn't go home, but like.
Well, they did, but they came back.
You know, you're like the person you evicted is still in the game.
The unexpected.
Yeah. Exactly. Would I have done a fake double at Final 5? Absolutely not. But like, it happened.
It should have been the first double of the season. Should have been
100%. It should have been the first double. Who do you think would have won that comp between Vic and Ro? That would have been a battle.
Roe.
Who do you think? Who do you think would have won? Let us know in the comments.
I'm gonna go with
I would
Roe.
have said Vic. I'd say Vic.
Well, I'm glad we're kind of split.
Did I do that so that way we were split? Perhaps. So they have to bet on different trivia. Yes. They have to bet on different trivia categories based on things that have happened in the house. It's similar enough to a day's comp, but there's a little bit of like extra stuff thrown in. And some things happen, and we end up with a tie between Breydon and Bethel because Beth decided she was going to go all in on the last question.
I mean, I think Bray did the right thing by playing it smart. Would you have gone all in?
Bray, at the end, no. If I had Bray's amount, I absolutely would not. I was just like, can you just do one more? Like, just one more. So yeah, we get a tie between Breydon and Beth, and then the tiebreaker is how many apples were stacked in that like first veto wheelbarrow apple situation.
I think that one had a name too.
Don't upset the apple cart. Don't ask me why I know that.
Which makes me think Breydon threw the double eviction, HOH to tie. Or no, it was keeper. Breydon,
the first double or the fake?
The one with keeper. He knew he wouldn't be leaving. I think he threw it. Because he knew his days.
Who were the noms? Was it? Yeah, he knew his days.
It was keeper HOH, and I think the nom was Breydon and
it was Bray and Roe.
Yeah.
For the double, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even remember
because
I can't tell you what I had for dinner yesterday.
If we were to go back to that, like HOH, you could see Bray was counting.
Yeah.
And I don't think initially, I get the just like the way he seems to knowing what we know now, he seems to know his days really well. So yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he threw that one.
Yeah, I mean, it ended up working out for him because he got an exact answer on a tiebreaker. Like, he knows his stuff. So, I don't have a banner for it. But Breydon is the HOH. And I screamed.
Yay!
I actively screamed. I was so excited.
I was excited. God. It was his second challenge win?
In a row. Yep, but second overall as well.
And it's so interesting because of how the week had kind of played out.
Absolutely.
So
that
we go to basically Breydon being like, this is what I want to do. I'm not taking it as a no.
Now I have an HOH like everyone else. That was my favorite line, I think, of the week. No, that's a lie. That's not my favorite line of the week. We'll get to my favorite line of the week.
I think I know.
Have fun in jury, Beth.
Bye. Hashtag Beth is over.
Hashtag Beth evicted party. So we start Wednesday's episode, and we get a DR from Bray, and he's like, I'm targeting Beth. I want Beth out by Beth. And we're like, great. And so we get Bray's HOH, and it's fabulous. And then we get Wendy's with Kiefer, and it's fabulous. And then Kiefer wants to target Beth, and that's fabulous. Everything is fabulous.
What do we want to start and discuss her beginning of the downfall? Because I do think a wicked storm was brewing this week.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, this is Final Five.
Yes.
Veto is really HOH is only going to give you safety and a guaranteed Final Four spot. Nominations, I don't believe they had happened at this point. And she starts to like flip out on Ty and Kiefer in the Defender room? Or was it Destiny?
Well, she did it multiple times.
Yeah, but this was the start of it. Like, I would wait until Veto is over before you're gonna start, like, calling out your alliance.
Yeah, she did it before and after Veto, I believe, was when she did it.
It started as a wicked spiral.
Yeah, it was not good. And then we get this acknowledgement of the relationship between Ty and Breydon, and that Ty is kind of using Breydon, and it's not a cute moment, and we've talked about it before. And I don't really want to. I don't really want to talk about it more. It's just not cute.
All I'm gonna say about it is they both know what they're doing.
100%.
That's it.
Yep. So we get nominations. Also, I will say, Breydon walking down the staircase gave me Monique Hart Brown Cow stunning energy. Because he's fully wearing that, like, brown cow shirt, like, turtleneck, and I was like, stunning. Was literally the words that came out of my mouth. I was just like, yes.
I mean, we were robbed of Julie's fashion, but Breydon's got some fashion too.
And we knew he would. So yes, he nominates the ladies of the house, Beth and Tara. As far as Beth, he says there's some things that have gotten back to me about the back door, even though you couldn't backdoor last week, but the backdoor plan, which turned into the trap door plan. Not the screen door, Jordyn, the trap door. Which, you know what? I kind of love that term.
I like a trap door.
I like trap door too. It's kind of cute. It's a cute moment.
I mean, I want to say, like, if you're going to play Big Brother, know the definition of an actual backdoor, please. Thank you.
If I ever got on Big Brother, I'd be like, so this is a trapdoor. This is not a backdoor, because a backdoor, by definition, means that the person didn't play Veto. So the only real backdoor of the season is Vic. Which upsets me still. I'm still not over Vic getting evicted.
Vic did it to Vic's self. They all are doing it to themselves.
Yeah. So and then as far as Tara goes, he mentions that she went back on not nominating him last week. And then they kind of have a conversation right after noms where she's like, well, Ty and Kiefer manipulated me. And I was like, it's still your HOH, though.
Don't claim being misted as a move.
And then, don't claim
That's
being
just building
misted
other people's
and,
resumes for them.
But then she's wanting to, like, claim the move as her own because she was HOH. I'm like, don't claim both of these things. I also think if she had just nominated Kiefer instead, I think Kiefer still would have stayed. I think the result would have been the same. So I was interested, and I guess now they're even because they've nominated each other now. So I guess it's, like, fine. But I don't know.
Well, Beth, we damn well knew that Ty would not be touching the block at all this week.
I'm still gagged. We are now at Final Four, and Ty has not touched the block. And
he's the only one.
He's the only one. And if he makes Final Two and doesn't mention that in his Final Two speech, I will be rooting for whoever is sitting next to him. I will be rooting for whoever is sitting next to him. I don't care who it is. Like that is impressive.
That is a
very
move.
Few people.
That is a move.
Very few people make it to Final Four without being on the block. And they've had 2 doubles. Like, insanity. So at this point, Beth is doing some damage control. Breydon, she's having this conversation with Breydon, and he's like, well, everyone told me that you were basically trying to keep Jed last week when I was on the block. And she was like, oh my God, no, I wasn't doing that. Way to go, you're pissing off your number 2. And then we cut to a DR from Breydon. He's like, Beth, you're not my number 2. Died. And this is the
Breydon gave us the one-liners all week.
He's been doing it all season. He's been bringing it to you all season.
he was bringing it to me more this week than the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But I do get it.
This is the other point. I think this is the other thing you were talking about with Beth yelling at Ty and Kiefer. And it's part of the conversation. There's a lot we didn't see, but it's part of the conversation where Beth is mad at Ty because he's sleeping in the same bed as Breydon. And there was a lot more to the conversation and a lot more disgusting things that were said by that woman. Needless to say, I am just so fucking happy she's out of the house.
Beth is over. Beth is gone. We don't
Beth
need to
evicted party.
Beth.
Yep. But you know,
100% he is going to be a bitter Asher.
We'll get there. I am. It's going to be a lot. But you know what we should look at, Jordyn? This veto comp, because this was cute. Another Survivor comp.
And it was also kind of like a mix of luck with a little bit of strategy and endurance.
Oh, I wouldn't say it was a little bit of luck. I see what you're saying with luck, but we'll get there. Also, it has a name.
You could have you could have accidentally dropped that ball.
Yeah. It had a name. I would have dropped the ball. It had a name. It's called On Tilt. How do you think you would have done?
Awful.
Really?
You know what? Okay, I'm saying I would be awful at it, but watch that be the one I win.
Right? Like, I feel like, you know what? I feel like I could win this. I feel like I would have a better shot of winning this if I was standing still. Like the way Survivor does it.
Yeah.
Not the raccoon.
It would have been like, oh, look, a bird. Look, there's Marsha. There goes my ball.
Where's Marsha? Hashtag where is Marsha?
Marsha, where are you, my love? Maybe she'll come host the BBCAN Awards.
I hope so. Because this will be the first season, I think the first season ever where we don't get a Marsha. We don't see Marsha. Like, where is she? I want to see like zombie Marsha, like covered in green shit Marsha. I just want Marsha, please.
I just want her to like pop out of a fucking wall and be like, boo!
Oh my god, I would die. I mean, we're getting all these fucking sponsored tasks. Just bring in Marsha. Come on now. Yeah, this veto comp was interesting. So it's a giant pinball machine, and they have to drop balls through the machine, and it hits all the paddles on the way down. So it's very reminiscent to the typical Final Four Survivor comp, except this one is a little bit more endurance because you're running up the stairs. And Tara even says like she's been waiting for an endurance comp, and this is kind of the only endurance comp we've gotten.
Tara, you might get your way. There's definitely one coming.
Yeah, it was interesting to me because everyone made it to 3 balls in their pinball machine. Which I was like, I'm kind of impressed. Like, all of y'all are doing that. And Tara was like, oh my god, I'm so excited. An endurance comp. Yeah, Tara was like, oh my god, it's an endurance comp. I'm so excited. And then she's out first. And I was just like, not this. So Tara drops just because of timing. Then Kiefer, then Beth. And so we're left with Bray and Ty, and Bray even says in a DR, like, this is best case scenario, because he knows that neither one of these people are going to use the veto. He was a little bit nervous about Kiefer, and that he was saying that Kiefer was kind of a wild card, and so he was glad, obviously, that Ty was the only person left. Ty ends up flubbing it, so Breydon wins his 3rd comp in a row, Jordyn.
In a row.
Because, we forgot to mention, the HOH can now compete in vetoes.
Well, obviously.
Yeah. We forgot to mention it.
It's the first time this season HOH could compete, isn't it?
Yeah.
This was the first time, yeah.
Or did Ty compete in the veto for fake double? I don't remember. What was the veto for the fake double? Oh, it was the comb bullshit. I don't think he did.
Thing. No,
I don't think he did. No, actually, no, that's a lie. I think there were 5 stations.
Maybe.
Yeah, so I guess he did. I mean, that's fine. It didn't matter because Bray won that one too. And so we get, so we get the fallout of the veto is basically that Tara is making this like pinky swear promise to Ty and Kiefer that they're gonna vote out Beth. And this whole time I'm like, the whole week too, once feeds came back Monday, they were doing the grill task. We'll get there when we talk about Thursday
or
tonight's episode.
Grill task.
But yeah, and then at this point, Beth is like super content with leaving, and I'm just like, oh, that was interesting.
And then she decides to apologize.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. So then they had a hot tub party. I was confused.
You know, there was liquor this week. There was a lot of
there was grilling of meats. A lot of meat. I was like, that's a lot of steak. That's a lot of steak. I don't know.
This final five really got the treats.
Except for Beth, but we'll get there. So then we get Veto Ceremony. Breydon, looking fabulous as always. And he decides that he is not going to use the power of veto. And I loved his reasoning behind it, too. He was like, I want to show that when I make a decision, I don't waver on it. And I was like, okay, calling out the trio. I'm on board. So our final nominees for the week are obviously Tara and Beth. But we've already told y'all what happened, so it doesn't matter.
Well, and the thing was, she was like, oh, they're celebrating in the pantry, aren't they? She was just very...
Yeah, the fallout of the veto ceremony was something. But first... Ooh, I felt like Julie Chen Moonves there. But first...
Not Moonves.
This is the one time on BBCAN I'm going to mention her, other than the fact that she was, for some reason, in Toronto preseason. And do you remember preseason, where everyone was like, fuck, no, if Julie is hosting BBCAN? Do you remember that?
I just
she was in Toronto.
A lot of chaos.
Remember Ethan?
No, I don't, because I don't care about him.
I just
remember
thought about
Kyle
that.
1 and Kyle 2.
Oh, remember when Kyle
memories.
Was
all alone in the distance.
Yes. Also, we get the first mention, Jordyn, of finale. This is the first time finale is being mentioned, and it's.
I mean, we have kind of speculated it for a little while with our scheduling. I'm so excited that not only is finale next week, I think we only have one more BBCAN episode, and that'll be next week for us.
Well, I did say at the start that this was our penultimate episode, so yes. Maybe we'll do a post-season episode, I don't know. Maybe we'll do some stuff in the preseason, but we've also got a lot of shows that we're covering other than BBCAN, so who knows what will happen. And I would like to spend the rest of the podcast, Jordyn, talking about Arissa in a pantsuit.
A gold pantsuit.
A rose gold pantsuit.
Can I just say that, the timing for this pantsuit?
Everything.
Because, we all know preseason Julie has been my fave. She's still my fave. We've mentioned her eviction vote outs every week. And I just find it funny that she wears a snake print and kind of a rose gold. And then we see Arissa in a pantsuit in a rose gold. The gaggery of it.
I loved it. What I will say, I have one critique on the pantsuit. It's very obvious. Weird. Well, I was going to say, it was very obvious that this was not made for her. Because the blazer was just ever too big, and the pants were dragging on the floor. And I was like, because I know Arissa's in a heel under that pantsuit. She's, unless there's something going on.
we
And if
could
that's
see the
Alyssa,
heel.
I hope you're good. But yeah, I was like, there has to be a heel under that.
The
like,
heel. I've seen it.
All I needed was a 2-inch hem, and I would have been happy.
And the bottom of the pant was kind of a little weird for me, but
that's what I was saying. I just need like a 2-inch hem, like bring it up 2 inches and cut it basically.
I also want it a little tighter, a little more fitted.
Yeah, it felt like it was definitely a women's blazer, but it felt like a man's blazer with like the blocking. And I don't mind a block on Arissa because she can pull it off. But like
oh my god, the little it kind of looked like a bell bottom pant.
It did, like but it was too long. It was too long.
It was too long. It was a little like for me, it was a little too wide.
You know what I would have loved though? I would have loved like a full on like disco, like full on like fitted and then flare at the bottom.
Well, you know, we're probably getting, if finales of the past are any indication, her finale outfit will be the best look of the season.
I just thought that we're getting finale Arissa next week, and Lord, am I excited for it. I'm excited for socially distant finale Arissa.
That is something I'm a little. What are they going to do? Is it going to be?
It's going to be a Zoom.
It's going to be like a Zoom event.
I feel like the jurors will be there, but I feel like the pre-jurors are going to be Zoomed.
Zoom.
Remember how good our pre-jurors are? Remember that?
This season, it's been one of the best in a while.
This season took a turn that genuinely I don't think any of us expected. Like, would you have expected this Final Four? No. Like,
not in a bajillion years.
I
was starting to see the way Breydon handled the trio when they were in charge. I was starting to like. I got Final Four vibes a little while ago from him, and I think I have mentioned it already, like in the past episodes. Where I thought he was really good at lying, and I thought he was going to handle his way there pretty well. Yeah. Like, I wasn't worried.
As much as I hate to say this because I love both of these women so much, but him losing Julie and Austin so early is the best thing that happened to his game. Losing Austin specifically when he did is literally the best thing that happened to his game.
Yeah, I would say that, like, I love the dolls. I will always be team dolls.
Adore.
But when he lost Austin, he stopped relying on it. Because, like, I remember
relying on that Austin.
Yeah, he was relying on Austin all the time. They were attached at the hip.
Yeah.
And I think that's ultimately why Victoria took her out.
Yeah.
But I think had Victoria did something else, I think we would be looking at an entirely different Final Five, different Final Four.
I think we'd be looking at Bray, Austin, Vic, Tina, Tara, Final Five.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Maybe Roe mixed in somewhere.
Yeah.
100%. But 100%, I think the first three jurors would have been
the trio. Let's just call it as it was.
No. I was gonna say the trio, but if Austin had been taken out that week, who would have gone up? It probably would have been one of the trio. So one of the trio would have been what's it called? Pre-jury instead of Austin. So the first two jurors probably would have been two of the trio. And then we get a top seven moment.
If we want to talk about it, we would probably it would have been, I want to say probably like Jed would have went pre-jury, and then it would have been like a Beth and Ty.
Yeah.
I don't know why
there was a number if one of them got in power, but like
I don't know why, but I feel like, why did they think Jed was like the move?
At 6? I think Jed, and I kind of agree with it. I think Jed was the most able to win comms. I think Jed had the days down, even though we saw later on, like, Ty also knew his days because he won the double eviction HOH, but like, I think at that point, it was more like Jed is the more physical person. And at that point, Jed had won a comp, Ty hadn't.
Well, like, and what would have, like, they also should have went through with the backdoor of Keeper. Because that was also would have been a backdoor.
Yeah. I feel like this Final Four would be so different.
I just find it so interesting.
Yeah.
That this is where we're at. And I hate that this ending feels very predictable.
As far as the Final Four, what you think is going to happen? Or
what I think might happen.
We'll get there. I mean, it literally all comes down to veto at this point. But so the fallout, the veto. But the fallout of the veto from this week is that Bethel is spiraling. And she starts fighting with Ty. And I was interested. And Ty is saying, oh, your stories haven't added up all season. Fact.
Did they though?
Fact.
Fact?
No, because she was actively playing. She had the sauce, the trio, the throuple, but then she also was playing like, she was actively playing like Bray, Austin, like all of those people as well. Vic as well, like
that fight in the kitchen
led us to my favorite line of the night. Have fun and jury Beth.
I'm actually kind of glad that happened.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm also kind of glad I wasn't watching feeds at the time because I imagine the house is echoey, relatively.
Yeah.
But they heard. That was heard everywhere.
The amount that they were hearing conversations from across the house. I was like,
upstairs, the bathroom.
Like, fully, they're fighting in the kitchen, and then Kiefer, Tara, and Breydon are fully in the bathroom. And I'm like, either how loud are you, or how bad is the soundproofing? Like, you would think the Big Brother house would be soundproofed.
At this time, she didn't really care.
She did not. But then shortly after that...
Was this before Ty had told her he was voting her out in the Expedia room?
I think this is
like,
before.
Do we know the timeline on this?
Yes. So we get the fight.
Because the editing was weird.
Yeah, we get everything as far as the editing was concerned was in sequence. But it was a little bit choppy. I agree. It was really weird. So we get the fight in the kitchen, and then I think it's like hours later, she goes to Ty for damage control, and she's like, what up, Ty Ballin? And I'm like, don't be fake. And it's at this point, Ty says, I'm voting you out, and I would take you to Final 2, but everyone would take you to Final 2, and that's not good for my game.
I beg to differ.
No, I think everyone takes Beth.
I wouldn't take her.
Beth is so hated by all of the people already in the jury at this point.
No, like I get that, but look, this is how I see it, and this will probably be, like, if you ever see me play, this will probably be the detriment to my game. But I want to go against someone I don't care if it's a clear win. I want to fight and show that I fucking deserve it. I'm not going to sit beside a goat at Final 2.
I go back and forth. Like, for me, I think it's very circumstantial whether I would do that.
I'm too arrogant. That's a problem.
That's fair. I think for me, at that point, it would be 50% like game, who do I think I have a better shot against, and 50% who do I think the second place money would be beneficial towards. You know what I mean? Like if I'm sitting in a final 3 scenario and I'm the final HOH and I have like someone that's like I could probably beat, but I don't know a lot about, and someone that like I don't know if I can beat for certain, but they're like a parent or like I know their story a lot. Like it would be really difficult for me, and I'd probably pick the latter if I'm being honest. Because even if like I would want to lose to someone who I would be happy to lose to. You know what I mean? Like
that's
it would
why
be
like
more
I wouldn't.
It would be more about that for me.
Even though like I think that's what like what's different is I would probably, if I'm gonna lose, I want to lose beside someone I think is also worthy.
Yeah.
And that's why like I wouldn't, and this is going back to it, I would probably not take the clear path to a win. I would probably be like, this bitch is annoying. They gotta go.
The problem is for me, if I'm in this final 5, I don't know if there's a clear GOAT. Like I think even Beth at this point had a really good resume.
And that's why like I don't understand why people were trying to write Beth off.
Because as much as I may dislike her, and I think she is one of the most disgusting people.
Yeah, she was playing a relatively good game.
She's one of the worst. Yeah, she's one of the worst house guests in the history of Big Brother across the entire world. Did she play a pretty good game? Yeah. Would she have had a shot to win at the end? Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yes.
I think if anyone in jury was going to be bitter, it would have been her. So I don't
think
necessarily...
it will be her.
Well, we're there. That's what's happening. But I don't think, like, as hated as she was across the board, I think at the end of the day, most of that jury seems to be fans. Aside
it's a
from
super fan jury, Jed.
So like, I want to say I don't think they're going to be bitter, and I don't think they would have been bitter towards her. Because at the end of the day, she got there.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have got there, but she could have got there.
True. So yeah, on the timeline of the Beth things, it's like we get the damage control convo, and then we get her talking to Kiefer, and this is the moment where Kiefer is like, I'm voting you out because Tara's better for my game. And then we get like the tasks in the middle. So we get the Weber grill task with the raccoons. It was dumb. They got it right. Everyone gets a grill party. Woo.
I mean,
and then
let's be realistic here. They were getting the party either way.
They were gonna, like,
because Tara's task.
Yeah, we get this
like
we get the counter task of like throwing them off, but it didn't really work. And so they're like, everybody gets to grill shit. Woo! Cool.
Mink.
Yes. But we're gonna take a break from talking about these house guests to talk about our jury. I miss them. The color coordination was everything. And then Jed walks in, and I forgot how much I love specifically Tina and Victoria's like shocked faces, because they truly were jaw on the ground like, what are you doing here? And Jed is fully telling them the sequence of events, and they're like, you used the veto on Beth? A fake double? Tara beat you? Like, it was everything.
For once, I was actually buying what Victoria was selling with her shocked face.
Oh, same. I think she was genuinely surprised.
Like, she looked shooked. She was shooketh.
But you know what I was not shooketh about, Jordyn? The fact that Jed still loves Beth. I feel bad for Tina, Rowe, and Vic having to listen to Jed and Beth fuck in the jury house.
I don't want to be that person, but I'm gonna say it. Well, I'm gonna say it. I said what I said. I was gonna say, do you think they will fuck in the jewelry house? And then the back of my mind goes, even knowing what he knows, I think they will still fuck.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
My disappointment level for Jed, like, boy, you dumb. Why? Why Beth? Why this girl?
Yeah.
Lord help us all.
It's something else. It's something else.
They seem to have an abundance of liquor in the jury house. Yay for them. I am all alone. How interesting. What do you guys think while we wait for Logan to return? Will Logan return? Is this all my show now? Lord help us. What do you guys in the chat think? Were you happy to see Beth evicted unanimously? I don't know if Logan's noticed he's missing. Welcome back, Logan. Wow.
Technical difficulties. We love to see it.
I was like, what do y'all think? I'm all alone. Does Logan know?
You know what? We're live, and I'm just going to say I can't hear Jordyn, so that's a fun time. I'm having a great time.
I can't hear me?
Yeah, I can't hear Jordyn at all. And now it's just me.
Can you hear me now?
No.
Yes, you can, you
We
bitch.
love live streaming. This is actually, I think, the first problem we've had.
We had some technical choppy difficulties.
Oh, goodness gracious. This is a fun time, isn't it? We love this.
Not this.
Oh, no. Well, while we're here, just a reminder that our audio versions of our podcast are available on our link tree, wherever fine podcasts can be listened to. Make sure you are following all of us on Twitter. I mean, to be fair, there wasn't a whole lot else to cover. Let's see if...
Can you hear me now?
No. This is a mess. Hold on.
What is going on? This is chaotic. While we're here, we will be live with The Circle tomorrow night. We'll be talking the next 2 episodes. Why are there multiple voices? It's stressing me out. Do. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
No.
This is fucking chaotic. I can't deal.
We apologize for all the technical difficulties going on tonight. This is a good time. But yeah, I mean, the rest of what's going on is basically just, Beth was evicted. Thank God Beth was evicted. We love to see it. We will see if Jordyn comes back at all. Who knows what's happening?
Can you hear me now?
We love being live. I still can't hear you. Sounds good to me. We are gonna wrap everything up, y'all. We will be live for the finale of Big Brother Canada Season 9 Thursday at 11:30 p.m. EST. We will hopefully be having some very special guests. And with that, goodbye.